Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot nanny.
Hey everyone, welcome on to Trackside with Kokpit, Kinser and Booker back again for another special show. You're thinking Tuesday? Hey, what happened to Wednesday? Wednesday's modified. Thursday's about the MIP. We'll tell you more about that towards the end of the show. Tuesday, though, we're back up to what was a spectacular weekend for those who travelled down to Palmerston North to enjoy the DUTEC NZ New Zealand Superstock Teams Championships. We'll cover that off at around 8 o'clock. But you can't complain about the weather. The weather was just perfect. It's going to be perfect this coming Friday, Saturday for the big build-up for, of course, the New Zealand Super Saloon Championship at Baypark. Booker, mate, how are you? Oh, you look sunburnt.
Oh, yeah, the weather could go piss off. I told you, walking around the square, I was going to get burnt, got burnt. Now I'm peeling. I look like a bloody huckery old man, head falling off. Tell you what, shivers. Yeah, what a weekend, mate. I mean, the sun was there all week in Palmy. Like I said, I was there from Sunday. The build-up, the hype building into this event was huge. And let's face it, race one, Friday night, corner one, first lap, did not disappoint. I mean, you can see why that weekend is the pinnacle of speed. People just have to go, mate. I mean, it was just... what an awesome weekend. You've got to look at it and go, wow, what did I just witness this weekend? It had everything, mate. And I still walked away just feeling like, wow, that was cool. That was the best one yet, in years. And we talked about it, didn't we, mate? We think that 6-car changed the dynamic of how they raced. But what was interesting to me too is people have been saying to me, oh, things have got to change. Stratford didn't lose a race and they didn't get through. And I'm like, well, my Miani team did that for 2 years in a row. That's just the way it is. It's all about points on that Friday night, and I don't think points are on too many people's minds, Kins, to be fair. What we saw, I don't know about you, but mate, I'm still speechless when I think about the weekend and the hits and everything that happened and the hype and the crowds, the people. I mean, the square last year was dead. This year, mate, we couldn't move.
Yeah, no, you're right. It was massive. Look, we're going to get right into that a bit later on the show. Stick around. We do have the 3P champions joining us from, of course, the Christchurch Glen Eagles. We'll have Wardy. We've got Sauce joining us and Scotty T as well. But for now, we'll focus on the big event that's happening just down the road from where I am. I tell you what, if you want hot weather over the summer, it's extremely hot around the mount. Everyone loves being at the mount. And when you get the old liners around what they call the Baypark Speedway, we're going to bring in the two gentlemen that's building up the big...
Oh, yeah. No, okay, no, we'll go to... I'll talk after we've talked to them about other stuff.
Yeah, so we'll bring in... we're going to bring in Marco and STN, Steve DeMarty. Kia ora, boys. How are yous?
Yeah, good. How are we?
How are we?
Look, we're both good. Excited, obviously, since last weekend. But, we're going to be more excited because around the country, there's so many championships going on, whether just up the road up there in the city of South Auckland, they've got the modifieds. Down the line in South, they've got the New Zealand sidecars. But you guys over at Bay Park, obviously, the place for Ace is hosting the big New Zealand Super Saloon Champs. Marco, let's start with you because you are one of the voices that are on the main microphone around the track. I know Steve does the infield stuff, but what's the build-up been like, Marco?
Really busy, actually, really busy. Me and Melissa have been pretty much heads down, knuckles going, just trying to work out everything. So she's got a big job to get all the timing sorted, and it's a big event. And of course, with the rainouts that we've had, it's just got even bigger with other classes and other stuff being run. So it's a very busy weekend, but it's awesome. And I mean, if you've been following Colin Smith's page, he's been doing a countdown since 76, I think, which is pretty amazing to be able to do that. But it's going to be great. Something a little different too for the pay-per-view this time round, and Steve's going to be taking over as the lead commentator, so that's going to be exciting as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve, you look forward to that. Of course, you and I were very, very lucky, I think, to do the third head from the Hokie Memorial race a little while back there as well. But Steve, you know, you're used to commentary. You've done it for so long, mate. And obviously switching around your places over at the track, Steve, you'd be excited to call the big meeting.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Super Saloons for me, they are my favourite class. Of course, Super Saloons at Baypark is like Super Stocks at Rotorua or Palmy, so it's really big for us. We've had, I think, 17 different winners out of Baypark since it started. It's the 54th running, and we've got a 27% strike rate on winning it. So we're hoping to do it again this weekend. But yes, it's really big. Lots and lots of cars coming from lots and lots of different cities around Aotearoa, and certainly really looking forward to having them here at Baypark. You know, it's a 451 metre oval, 18 metre wide straights, 20 metres on the turn. There's lots and lots of racing room. It's fast and it's action packed.
Exactly, Marco. You know, when you found out you were obviously you picked as a track to host the New Zealand Super Saloons, and like Steve just said, you know, this history goes way back. Been dominant with the M on the side of the car for many years. The facility of Baypark, even talking about the old Baypark track. You take a look at the history of this. What does it mean for yourself, Melissa, all of the workers at the track to know that Baypark is hosting one of the biggest events around in championships this Friday and Saturday?
Yeah, look, it's huge. You know, we know that the Super Saloon class and Tauranga itself, it's pretty big, and everybody's followed them, the history, all the champions that have come for it. We know it's a big one. It's the first one for us to be a part of, and of course for Melissa to run. So we're excited, and we know that the challenge is coming, and it's good to see that 43 cars entered, which just goes to show that a lot of people are ready to come to Baypark, and the changes and the improvements that's happened has made people excited to come. So it's going to be good. 43 cars, 11 tracks represented. And I still think there'll be an M on top.
Well, hey, a bit of a they sound like me, kids, when I had the Hawkeyes or the Hawke's Bay team on, eh? Listen, if you were at Teams Champs on the weekend and you watched the saloon car race on the Saturday night, that just watching how good those guys are racing is enough to get you excited to go to Baypark Speedway this weekend and watch them there, because man, they put on a hell of a show, eh? I mean, what do you thought? We talked about, you know, those Aussie guys. What would it take? What would they have to do to be able to enter a New Zealand Championship here? Could they just come on as a just a question for you guys running the championship? Can they just come in and enter, or do they need to do a certain amount of meetings in New Zealand to do that? Because that 41 that was in Bingston's car, no disrespect to Bingston, but I haven't seen that car go like that in a lot. That guy was on it, like he was giving it the hootenanny and gone, man. And I just think an element of excitement from that guy just would step up that, you know what I mean?
So Speedway New Zealand have allowed cars to enter the Grand Prix. I think the North Island Championships and South Island Championships as well, but they make sure that you do, I think it's three meetings prior if you're going to just enter the New Zealand Super Saloon Car Champs. So I think we've actually had to turn down a driver. I think it's still been said no, they can't come and race. They've come out wanting to come out of another class, and they're a former champion or current champion maybe in that class as well. But no, they weren't able to do it because they haven't done their allotted number of meetings required to just turn up and race. And I think what they're probably possibly looking at doing in the Super Saloon Car class is it stops people from coming in, maybe like we see in the midgets or in the sprint cars. They turn up, they win, they go home, they take away our championships. And for us in New Zealand, of course, our Speedway New Zealand, that 1NZ in a Superstock or in any form of class, it's the biggest thing, and it's the thing that we hold so dear to us in championships, and we just don't want to see that sort of go away. And the Australians coming in or the Americans coming in, taking a championship, and then heading off. They've got very similar driving characteristic cars in Australia to what we have here in New Zealand. So they would be able to make a form of probably a few different changes to some of those sort of late model style cars and actually be able to compete here. But what would it take to do it? Probably a fair few $100,000 worth of Super Saloon and probably a change and get the likes, the Morris Cowling built ones or the Mark Osborne built cars and just jump in one of those and try and grab that 1NZ.
Yeah, definitely. Look, I was walking around the track as we did the build-up when I was there last time, and I asked one legend of the class, one Skinny Colson, that actual question. I remember way back in the early 2000s where he, Morris Cowling, and a few others made that New Zealand team to take on the Australians, and John Pine and many others. And I said, you know, what's it going to take to make it in an international series around the country? Because that drove the fans to every track, wherever it may have been up and down the North Island, to watch the Kiwis take on the Aussies in a test. Why not bring these Aussies over again? Look, I don't have $100,000 sitting in my back pocket. Why not bring the Americans? Why not do a big international series? They do it in the sprint cars. Why not bring it in the super saloons? The cars are very, very similar. The way they're developing here in New Zealand is getting very similar. Mark Osborne is an example, current 3NZ, following very similar stuff over in Australia. So I think, you know, why not make it happen one day? I reckon you guys will get a lot of bums on seats traveling around with the series, because there was a huge travel tour with those guys way back then, because you had Alan King George, just to name a couple of others. Like I said, Lance Jennings was in that group as well. You know, Pete Garrett and many others from over in Australia. It was massive.
Yeah,
It'd
John
be lovely,
Brown,
couldn't it?
John Pine.
Yeah, John
Yeah,
Pine.
it's a big issue too, do you know what I mean? And it would be amazing to have international series in every class for Speedway in New Zealand. But the first issue is that there's just not enough cars available. You know, it costs a lot of money to bring these cars with the drivers. The drivers themselves cost a lot of money to bring over. Then you've got to find the cars for them. And the cars that are suitable for such talent and international talent, they're driven by some of the best New Zealand drivers. And they're not going to step out to allow someone else to jump in their car. And that's the problem right now. You know, look at the midgets. You got.
So I think what we've got to do. I think what we're going to do is we've just got to talk nicely to Mark Osborne and say, can you build a couple more? And maybe to Morris Cowling and say, can you supply a couple? We'll talk to a few other engines. I mean, I think we could do this. I think you guys are onto something here. Well, I know what was it? Was the GT? It's on mission. The Pro Dirt, which of yesteryear, they went across Kristen Vermeulen and Osborne, McIntyre, so many other drivers. They shot across and they competed really well. But I think they struggled to go up against our New Zealand cars going up against their late model style. With the introduction of the four bar chassis in recent years, though, I think we'd do pretty well if we went over there. And it might be time to bring them over as well.
Oh, mate, yeah. It's look. Watch the space, I reckon.
We'll be there with bells on when we kins. Holy heck.
We'll make sure that there's a space for you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Look, I'll be very excited. Look, Marco, let's go through. Obviously, there's the post that's going up that's been doing the traps around the social media on the website as well. Look, that's what Friday's going to look like. You've got a big night on Friday, aside from the qualifying for the New Zealand Championship.
Yeah, big night Friday. So obviously the Piston Cup, the postponed Piston Cup will now run. Unfortunately, we don't have the current champion, Michael Pickens, because he's racing in Australia, but we've still got 20 of the best drivers in the North Island. So this is some exciting stuff. They're going to race special format, as always, that Melissa puts on, and they'll go side by side. And it's great to have our two top classes too working together to put on a show for the fans. And that's what you're getting. For a Friday night, you're getting something extra. If you're going to make the effort and come along to Baypark or make the trip and travel, we're going to put on a show for you, and that's what you're going to get. Alongside that, the Predator Series. Paul Smith does an amazing job with the wingless sprints and the V6 six-shooters. And to be able to put that series together, he's been collaborating with Melissa this season to make sure that we get a good series, and that's a double header, 2 nights of action. Great for the six-shooters and great for their class.
All right, mate.
I tell you what I like too, Kins, at Baypark, just to interrupt there, is me and Kins go around a few tracks and we have our opinions on what tracks we like and all the rest of it, you know, and our favourites and how people would treat us and things like that. All these factors come into the thing, but the excitement in your voice, Marco, listening to you commentate is absolutely fantastic. As a spectator, listening to you commentate and watching the race, and you can hear it where you guys let me stand, which was awesome. It just gives you that, I'm just letting you know, because as a commentator you don't know this, but it boosts the spectator up more because your excitement exudes through the rest of us as we watch the racing. And that was a real takeaway for me at Baypark was, I know you're not doing it this weekend because Steve's in there, but it just hats off to you, mate. I think you're one of the greats of the Speedway scene because you show excitement and passion through the microphone. Where you get a lot of commentators, you'll hear them, they're just talking about the racing. Where your passion, mate, comes through, and I just think you did an amazing job there at the Hockey Memorial in that sprint car series. It was awesome.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I do appreciate that. You know, I've been very fortunate to be able to come into the sport and work with some greats when it comes to commentary. I mean, look at the man next to me right now. He's one of the great the best pit reporter and one of the best commentators as well. He's going to be back up there. So I'm lucky to work with them. I am passionate. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but that's all right. So I'm like hot chocolate, and that's how we go. So that's how it will be exciting. I will be with Steve to do the Piston Cup on Friday, but on Saturday I'll be down doing the pits like Steve does. Bit worried. I've already asked Melissa if she can get a car to transport me across the track because I'm not as good as Steve. And I'll probably be the first one to fall over on the live stream just trying to cross the track. So we'll get a car. Feel free to come and join me on the comment down in the pits and do some interviews if you like, boys. So then you can go with Steve and go back up.
Wait. You don't have to twist my bloody arm. I'm there. But, you know, that's a compliment to you, Steve, because you've been in the game for a long time. You know how it rolls at Baypark. You've been around with the drifting and so forth. But you got to take that compliment from Marco. He's learning from the best.
I mean, you try working with Marco. I've said this to Marco before, and I've said it to other people. Working with Marco makes me a better human. I mean, he's always very, very positive. He's always happy. Wears his heart on his sleeve. The first time I think we worked together, I was petrified. I was like, oh no. And we came to the end of that, and it just was like, wow, what happened there? That was amazing. And it's had the ability of sort of continuing on in that fashion since. So it's really enjoyable to be at Baypark, and of course this weekend here with the Super Saloons. I'm just really looking forward to seeing. I know that, I mentioned the Cowling family earlier on. I had a look through some of the figures and stuff for those guys there. They've won over 40, I think it's 41 championships, podiums, in the New Zealand champs, the North Island champs, South Island champs, and Grand Prix since the family started. So 41.
Wow.
I know the Rees have done a lot, but there's still 3 of them competing. 41. Isn't it incredible?
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. I go back to watching Morris in the younger days. Sorry, Steve. You go, Steve.
Oh, I mean, Morris Cowling, he's my favourite number is 27. And I was so happy to say, 27% of all the wins in Super Saloons. My daughter said, Dad, it was 27.7. You need to round it up. I said, no, 27 is my favourite number. I'm rounding it down for this one. But yeah, I mean... But I mean, of course, you can bet on the TAB, and of course, Chris is paying out at $225 at the moment. Sam Waddell, he's paying at $480. Issues with that engine coming up, so it's going to be interesting to see how Sam and his team can get their cars together and get back out. Mark Osborne, he's sitting in 3rd place in the TAB odds, with paying $7. So I think there's probably a chance to chuck some money on a few people.
That's not a bad
as
bet.
well as Steve Cowling at 9. Ian Burson, so that's the first of the South Island drivers. He's paying out at $10, and I'm thinking I might have to chuck a lazy tenner on maybe Kane Lawson out of Christchurch, paying $21. Peter Benson, I don't know why he's paying $31, but again, there's a few sort of numbers to look at.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, it's all about obviously the starting on Friday. Well, roll 3, you can see the poster there. F2 midgets. Doesn't get any better than the Place for Pace, the Predator Series, and then the finals here, Marco. The big build-up for another exciting night of racing on Saturday.
Yeah, look, 20 is the lucky number. So F2 midgets, we've got 20 of these guys as well. Back again, it's been a few meetings since they were last here for the Aotearoa Championship. So it's going to be great to have them back in the house just to be that support class. The Predator Series, 20 cars, including 3 from the South Island. So this is a good North versus South battle that's going to be happening with the 6-shooters. And the big one, it's it's going to be the 15 heat format. So obviously all the drivers will race each other over the 2 days. There'll be a couple of repecharges actually for that last chance for the cars to go through. And then it'll be a winner takes all 25 lap final for the New Zealand Super Saloon Championship for 2025. It's going to be great. And you know what, Melissa really wants to make this something that everybody can go to. So we have the online tickets. So we did the 2-day discount that ran for a couple of months. Lots of tickets flying out into inboxes for that. You can still go online is the cheapest way to do it. There's $30 a night for each night. If you're watching on the pay-per-view because you can't make it trackside, it's $49.95 for each night. However, thanks to you guys, because we like you, we're going to just tell everyone here now. First, before we announce it, you can do the 2-day package for the pay-per-view, and it'll be $70 only for both nights.
Awesome. I came down for the on the 28th for that Hoki Memorial. I was with Maru from Legacy Media. I see he's watching again, and he says, "Oh, we'll buy our tickets online. It's so much easier." So we're sitting at his auntie's place doing it online, and man, was it so much easier. It's like just walk up, scan your phone. I'm like, wow, this is easy instead of standing in that queue. I mean, come on, people. Miani do it as well now, I've been told. So if you have a track that has it, do it. It's so easy. You take your phone up, you scan, you're in the gate, no queues, no waiting. It was awesome.
Yeah,
You can
it's
get,
the way
and you
that
can
it's
walk
going.
straight. And you can walk straight into the barbecue that's always parked outside, and we've got one of the best barbecues in all of New Zealand Speedway.
And you got to remember too, Speedway fans are very wary about buying tickets online because they watch the weather. You know, we've all done it all our lives, so they will buy it last minute. But if you buy your tickets online and it doesn't happen, it's just straight 100% refund. So it's as easy as that. You know,
How easy is that?
Yeah, you don't have to worry. If they buy your ticket, you got yourself locked in.
And
Easy.
get to the show this weekend at Baypark, man, because it's going to be a hell of a show. Those 2 nights, I think my mate here is going to go on the Friday night. Come over and see you
Saturday.
guys.
I'll be up there Saturday. I'm
Oh, you're
heading
going
over
Saturday, are you?
Yeah. Me,
Look,
the wife and daughter. Yeah.
Oh, he's
I know
made the
that you guys-
decision. Look at
there's
that,
so many-
eh?
I know there's so many of you guys, the amazing people that support your pages and your socials that are just here tonight for the super stocks that you're going to talk about. And you've got some great people that you're going to guest. Just for those people there, we've got Thomas Stanaway, Peter Binkston. We're still going to say Mark Osborne in this case as a former superstock driver. Mitch Vickery, Jason Long, Damien Orr. They're going to be racing super saloons.
What about what about Regan O'Brien? He told me he was entering.
He withdrew today, unfortunately. So we've had 3 withdrawals.
You wait till I see him tomorrow.
It's actually not his fault. Something's wrong with the car and he's unable to make it. He's disappointed. Jared Fletcher, of course, and Tim DeGraaf is out. They both didn't make the cut or the amount of meetings that were required. And, of course, Sean Wade is the 4th one to withdraw due to engine issues. But it still leaves us 41 competitors. So
I'd imagine Regan would be quite upset about that because when he spoke to me in the pits a few weeks back at Miami, he was excited that he was going to be going to Baypark to do New Zealand. So that's a shame.
Well, he's welcome to come up. There's still a few Hawke's Bay drivers that'll be there, so maybe he could come and turn some spanners on Jason Long's car or something like that. Of course, we've got not just the guys that are out of the super stocks, but you're going to have a huge number of people from the South Island watching tonight because of their fantastic victory in the weekend. So for the South Islanders, we've got Ian Burson, we've got McManaway, Osborne, Kane Lawson, Richie Taylor, and more.
Wow,
yeah, definitely. Well, you can actually take a look at the groups there. I've got the image up there. Look at the names that have been associated, the history names that we touched on Morris Cowling throughout. There's the Dickey name, the late Dixon, obviously, Waddell name that's associated with it, and the Gray name that's been around for a long time at Baypark. Then you've got that Fletcher name. These are the groups and how it's going to look.
How cool mate. I mean, we're just talking before about how strong one person could be at Speedway, and you're only as strong as the weakest person in your team, and we have an amazing team at Baypark. So just to get this put together, Tina, the rep, has done an amazing job trying to organise all this while working at the same time. Colin Smith is a journalist and all the photos. He managed to get all these photos. He wanted to do something special, so we've named it after previous champions that he would know. And we just had to get this out. So it's great. We're lucky at Baypark to have such an amazing team. I mean, look what's coming out of Stevesville. The knowledge and the history. Imagine what you're going to hear this weekend. It's his favourite class. When it comes to passion, this is where you're going to really hear it.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Look, you can see the smile on Steve's face, though. You know, it's going to be a hell of a Friday and Saturday. I just love the energy from you two gentlemen as well. You know,
you'll have to send me updates, Kins, on Saturday because
because he's commentating at Miami.
Yes, I've been asked to commentate Miami this Saturday night, so it's my debut by myself without my mate there. So I'm a little bit nervous, but I'll just channel Marco and I'll be away.
All you've got to do is reaffirm what the viewer's eyes can see. That's all you got to do. Commentary's easy. There's a car going into the turn. Yep, sure is. He's just rolled over. Yep, sure did.
I'll give out a holy snapping duck shit and.
But you know, look forward to a big crowd. The weather, I've checked out the Met service and it's looking good for you guys. You know, the work behind the scenes, there's people that's put in so much effort into this big event. It's one of the biggest events to be held at Baypark. Everyone loves super saloons around the tracks, the big wheels, just ripping it up and trying to qualify. It's going to be action aplenty, eh, boys?
Absolutely. Imagine the after party.
Yeah, imagine it. Hey, just before I do let you gentlemen go, look, our guest joining us next from the Christchurch Glen Eagles, Suck It Up Glen Eagles, the winners of the, obviously the NZ New Zealand Superstock Team champs. But I want you two boys to kind of reflect and think the team they took on in the final, the Baypark Busters. This is their home track. What they ever done with Ross Ashby and Kira Bennett, who's been at the stronghold of the Superstocks and teams for as long as I can remember. that effort put in by them, their crews, their families, the drivers, their sponsors that make up the team. I was very lucky to be staying with them at the Ashbury down there in Palmerston, but to see the energy from where they came from, you know, and hey, they went high up on the TAB bets. Don't write them off. They got to the final after knocking over, of course, well, the local team from Palmy. But what do you guys say about their team and their achievement? Mark, I'll start with you.
You know what, we've been lucky. Like Horse himself has been amazing to work with, to be able to help and get any of the Superstock stuff going for us here at Baypark with the promotions team. That team is developing and they're starting something fresh and something new, and it's great to see that. Super proud of them, mate. Super proud. You can't be not proud of second place. I was in Tauranga watching. Melissa was actually at Ruapuna Speedway sitting next to the Eagles fans, you know, like going side by side. It was exciting. Second, third, fourth, we're just super proud of where they've come, what they've achieved in such a short time. And we're excited. Might not have been our year this year, but it's coming back. And I mean, Steve's known them a lot longer, and most of the guys on the team. So,
Steve?
Look, I think probably the most important thing is just like we're Baypark people. We're so proud of our team, but congratulations to the Christchurch Glen Eagles. You took our guys. You just, you know, you destroyed us. We're going to come back and do it, but as a track, we just can't congratulate you, like the Glen Eagles, enough for what they did out on track. You know, all the social media rubbish and all the stuff. They won out on the track. They did a great job, and that should never be taken away from them. Well done. In respect to our Baypark Busters, I mean, I've had a lot to do with every one of those drivers, and have had the opportunity to spend so much time with them. They're great guys. They're very, very driven and motivated drivers. They've got so much racecraft. They've got so much energy and they share a lot with their team. I've been to meetings and stuff in the past when we've won the team's champs, and have had the opportunity to be there when we've won it as well. And it's a special moment. It's a special occasion, and it's certainly, there's a reason why the Superstock Teams Championship is what it is. You know, it's the thing that you chase. It's what you certainly want to win. If you talk to many drivers, they're going to say to you, we'd rather win the Teams Championship than anything else. And we're proud of our Busters, but we can't take it away from the Christchurch Glen Eagles. Just to you guys, well done to everyone at Ruapuna, at Woodford Glen Speedway. Great speedway, great team, great people.
And it was awesome to see.
People too, me and Melissa, we just want to say as former open wheel people, because, you know, we love every class now. And we're not virgins at many things in our life, but we are when it comes to team racing, and we are going next year. That's how good this
awesome.
Is. We're excited to get there and have our backside, trackside, and watch our first teams champs and see how that goes. So, Steve, you'll have to make it a date, mate.
Love it. I'll go there.
And the other good thing too was Horse got inducted into the team's Taps Hall of Fame, which was awesome.
Deserves it 100%. Simple as that. Great man.
Yeah, brilliant, guys. You guys are brilliant. Look forward to catching you two on the Saturday night, and I hope it all goes well on the Friday. Thank you both for joining us. I know you got to get to Mahi, Steve. Marco, look forward to catching you, mate, and we'll join you. Throw me on the microphone. I don't mind, mate. I'm into it. Let's have some fun.
Little miniature horse, maybe. Always, guys, so
well, you see how small he is, though, Marco, eh? And it won't be a miniature horse. A miniature horse to him will be full size.
Thank you so much, guys.
Good luck, guys. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Remember, people, get your backside trackside to Baypark Speedway this Friday, Saturday night, because you're going to have an event not to be missed. It's going to be epic, and they always put on a fantastic show at Baypark Speedway. Just a couple of things, Kins, before we head into the boys from Christchurch. I did say that I'd have an update for the Rees tour for everybody. So here it is. For those that are wanting to do the Rees tour, you need to private message the Rees Race Cars page if you are a driver wanting to go on it, whether you're at a modified saloon, modified stock car, standard stock. Oh, sorry, I've got to do it modern. Super stock car. No one calls them standard stocks anymore, just me. Or a classic or a mini stock. You need to register now so we have numbers. I need numbers for the tracks. I'm helping Pete and Brendan arrange a tour, so you need to don't PM us here at Kokpit. PM the Rees Race Cars page. Now, secondly, if you are a spectator that's wanting to go on the tour and to the campground and camp at the tracks, we also need you to register and with the Rees Race Cars. Now, you register and with intent, and it's $50, just like the drivers pay $100, but you either can get a shirt for your $50 or your $50 back when we're back on the tour. So even though you pay up front just an intent for us to know, you can get that money back or get the shirt back from it on the tour. So please, spectators that are camping and going on the tour with us, the public, you need to register on the Rees Race Car page. Do that. You'll need WhatsApp, I've been told, is the app on your phone. It's a new app apparently. It's not new, but it's new to me because we're making a group for the travellers that are travelling around on the WhatsApp to send you the itinerary of where we're stopping and what we're doing and the feeds and the special dinners and stuff and barbecues and spits that are getting put on for everybody. So please just send us your information to the Rees Race Car page and just send your intent, and then you'll get sent something back from Brendan that'll tell you where to pay, what to do, and so we can just get more numbers for the tracks. We are into it fully. More information will follow each week. I'll probably give you more information tomorrow night that I'll have about the itinerary and where we're travelling and what we're doing during tomorrow night's show with our modified special. But yeah, that's it. That's that, Kin. So people, that's more information for the Rees Tour if you're coming. So please register if you're a driver and register if you're a spectator coming as well, because man, we're going to have some fun, Kins.
Oh, mate, I can't wait. So the dates have been released. We'll share some of that a bit later on as well. I'll get a few questions asking when is it, what dates, what tracks and everything. We will repost some of that so you keep an eye on what's actually happening on the tour. As Booker said, he's in works alongside with a couple of other gentlemen to make sure all the relevant information that you will need to be aware of will be up on the front. But the biggest thing, the Rees race page. Make sure you message there for any information you require, whether you're a fan, whether you are a driver of the class that Booker mentioned, just message that page. Please don't message our Kokpit media page.
Yeah. And don't wait till the last minute, because we need numbers. We need to tell the tracks. The tracks need to prepare for you. You got to remember those tracks have also got their own competitors, and to try and fit everybody in and the numbers is we need to be logistically right. Now, also, just so you know, we also do stars now on our videos, which is explain to everybody if you want to help and support us at Kokpit Media, for me and Kins, that just helps us a little bit to get around the country. And so a star you buy for us gets split 3 ways. Bit of gas for Kins, bit of gas for me, and the other one will be the charity Cystic Fibrosis. Charity is what for kids is what the other part's going for. So when we do our tour, we're doing a cystic fibrosis tour of the South Island with the tracks, raising charity for those kids. We're going to have auctions on the way down there. And if you watch our lives as we do them down there, you can donate for that through the stars. So when you give us a star, when we're on the tour, that whole star amount doesn't get split 3 ways. It'll be done and given to cystic fibrosis charity. So just that is all we needed to say about that side. So we do welcome those that have already donated stars to us to help us. We appreciate your support. And one last thing before we bring in these champions, if I see in the comments anyone being a smartass, anyone being negative, you might as well say your negative comment, then stop following us, because if you don't do it, I'll make you go. It's that simple. We are here to celebrate the achievement of this team, the three-peat, celebrate the spectacle and the awesome weekend that we experienced at Teams Champs, because let's face it, probably one of the best in 10 years, Kins. So don't try and put your smart comments in your crap, because you'll just be gone. I don't care. We're not having it. Let's have some fun. Yeah. Let's celebrate these guys. They achieved something that no one else has achieved. 3 times, back to back to back. Let's celebrate it. Let's bring it on, Kins. Let's bring these guys in. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Hey, team.
G'day.
How's it going?
Hey, look at hey, they got the background too. Look at that.
Yeah, they figured it out,
Yeah.
Scotty?
What happened
Oh.
to the curtain in the background? Where's the bloody curtain gone, eh, boys?
Before we better
Hey.
remind Scotty what he did.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got
Hey,
enough reminders,
it's that. Actually, Scotty, let's talk about that bloody
No,
thing when you're
no, we're not
winning.
talking about that. We're not talking about that at all.
What were you thinking, mate?
Oh, I just come around the corner, I was, cleared Jordan Deere and Sauce helped me get through, and I just come around the corner and someone put a fence post right in my way to the right. I don't know what. Next thing I'm going up and, things are flying everywhere and sparks are flying. It's it was a lot more exciting than what I thought it would be. I don't want it to be exciting. I just wanted to cruise on home and But,
have you got the
spectacular.
photo? Have you got the photo, Scotty, of Jayden when he had a brain
just
fart?
find,
You
yeah.
got
Well,
to
that
find
was
that one.
I'm finding it now. No.
Hey, Jayden, Daryl, look, let's get into this. Obviously, that Friday night, the build up to this event, the anticipation around it, the social media blow up around every single team, basically, ahead of this event. This thing was huge. It was going to be huge. The 6-car deal. In your mind, Jayden, what were you thinking, with this big event coming up last Friday, Saturday? How big was it going to be?
Oh, I knew it was going to be big. Obviously, we had a big task on our shoulders, trying to do the free peat. So there was a bit of pressure there, and we wanted to perform for our fans and our families and our crew and whatnot. But as a team, we always talk about it. We try not to let the event get the better of us, and got to try keep composed and have some cool shoulders and whatnot. And I think that's what we did. Other than my little brain fart in that first race, I don't usually do those sort of mistakes, but when I was in that prime position to do the pull out, I was like, I ain't going to let this slip. That's the first thing that went through my mind. So, yeah. Other than that, I think the boys covered everything pretty well, especially when I was gone. So I was pretty happy. Yeah.
What about you, Sauce? For you, Daryl, like the boys have said, and going in for a 3-peat, which you achieved. But what was going through your mind as part of the build up?
Oh, pretty much the same as what Jayden was saying. Like, just trying to keep cool and calm and keep hydrated. That's a big thing. Like, particularly with that hot weather that we had, it was bloody awesome. So, and like Jayden said, he had a little brain fart, but I was just pretty happy to be able to, put the first dent on his back bumper when he was tipping over.
He gave it a good scratch, that's for sure.
Mate, it could have ended up a lot bloody worse. So it didn't really, it could have gone either way, bad for yourself or Brett. But hey, thankfully it didn't. You walked on the infield and, like you said, he had a brain fart. What's Scotty doing? He's going with bricks. He's looking for something there. He's going to change the image.
Yeah, I didn't envision going over. My envision was, unfortunately, I wanted Brett to go barrel rolling down the grandstand straight. It would have looked pretty bloody cool.
He was at full noise too, wasn't he? There it is.
Just take a look at that fine engineering. That's
good.
great.
If you didn't see it up close, like it is a work of art. This car, and like Jen's done real well. Like they're weapons of cars, and I was impressed, and it's a work of art. So people should be pretty happy that he only took 25 meters to how long it took to wreck it. So it shows just the commitment of the man. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. But what about you, Scotty? Like I just asked these two boys here, what was going through your mind on the Friday? You had the big square thing, the hype down there. You get into spray. What was actually going through your mind, mate?
Oh, just trying to do our, what we'd set out to do. We're all committed that we wanted to go and win it again. And we're going to try everything that we could to, perform out on track. Just trying to represent our fans good and, represent the Canterbury to the best of our abilities, and go out there, do it for our sponsors and do it for our fans.
Eddie Hawkins would have been proud of you, Jayden, on that move. Wayne spotted Eddie Hawkins. That brings back a lot of memories from way back in the days,
Yeah.
But, just in your mind, I'll start with you, Scotty. That Friday, that, like Booker said, it was brutal from the first quarter when you had the Wanderers in that race. Every race on the Friday night, we haven't seen the action of plenty like that. For you guys, most of you are down in the pits for your car and whatnot. And I know you can actually feel and you can hear the hits from there as well. You can hear the crowd roar. You know, Friday was just out of this world.
Yeah, like even Malcolm came down and said, "Boys, you're gonna have to like really get stuck in for this one because like no one's taking any prisoners out there. Like it is brutal. Like everyone's even the first race drop, like first corner, like they're into it. We've got to roll over, and the first race was set the tone of the weekend. It was a real close contest, and there was hard hits going on everywhere. So I think the six cars, I should say, worked for a fan spectacle at the very least. Everyone got the money's worth. No one rolled out there with 3 cars or whatever, and people were really getting stuck in and trying to do their best for their team. So I think it was pretty cool. And yeah, some of the hits you heard from the pits, you could almost hear it louder. It's more of a, and then the crowd erupts, and it's like, holy, what did I just, what happened out there? It's cool.
Yeah, he's right, ASOS. What you hear on the Friday, it's all about the points, obviously, and what you can hear down in the pits. So it's just, I don't know what goes through your mind, but for the fans, they were just roaring for all the action that was unfolding.
100%, and even like going to line up on the in front of the grandstand and stuff, man. The crowd are going nuts. You can hear the crowd over your car. It's a pretty wicked atmosphere, man. It's pretty cool.
He's right, Jayden. Just the crowd, The crowd just loved the last 2 nights over there in Palmy, mate.
Yeah, the crowd make that event what it is. The atmosphere is second to none, really. It'd be pretty cool if Auckland managed to get back to that status, but probably a few years in the works there. But you can't beat Palmy teams. It's bloody special.
Yeah. Hey, there seems to be there's always key moments in racing, I think, in teams racing that stand out sometimes to me when I watch it. Like last year, I think, when on the Reds, Jayden, you noticed, I think it was Scotty needed to be push started. And then this year, knocking Harley off the wall, as soon as you saw him up there, what went through your head in that point, mate? Because you seem to have this pretty, I say it to everybody, I think that you and Jason Long have the teams racing brains of I just think it's amazing how you teams race and what goes through your head. As soon as you saw Harley up the wall, was it instant, I've got to get him off, or what goes through your head when you see that, mate?
Yeah, it was like you say, it was pretty instant. The first thing that came to my mind was I'm hitting that guy as hard as I can, because I could tell the way he was sitting on the wall, and he was dug into the track. His back bumper was buried into the ground, so I knew I had to give him a fair shunt. But I knew he was our lead car as well, so we had to get him off to get him keep going.
Yeah, it's interesting to me, Akins, like that. There's always key moments you see at teams sometimes where that was probably a key moment for them in that race, And the same last year when Scotty stalled, so.
I got disqualified for it. I didn't obviously think it through too well, but yeah, because Harley wasn't in an attacking position.
Did you say, but it's my own car, it doesn't count?
Yeah. So
okay.
If that was an opposition car, I would have known that, but because he was my own teammate, I turned a blind eye to it, obviously, and got dealt to for it. So, yeah.
Oh well, hey. There was a fair few things going on that weekend, which I don't want to really delve into. It's all about celebrating the success, because it's not just you three. Obviously, there's the other 3. There's James, Huggies. Huggies just loves being out there. Love the final. And I'm missing here. Oh, Harley, obviously, and then of course you got your management, you got your crew, you got your families, like you say. It's just a big drive, and I tell you what, you had no merchandise left. I bet you would have been cleaned out at the neighbourhood, eh?
They had a few more things left at the square, but it was kind of, I think by probably 11, 12 o'clock at the neighbourhood, the line maybe was still down towards the square from the neighbourhood. So it was, it was really quite humbling to see how many supporters and fans were there and lining up to get the merch,
We get more and more every year, and every year it still sells out. This goes to show the support the Glen Eagles have managed to get over the last few years. It's bloody great.
Yeah, I was giving Malcolm a bit of stick because we ran out obviously last year, and I said make sure you order more, and he did, and it still moves like hotcakes. So keep an eye out for some 3-peat merch coming out soon as well. We've got a special coming out in the near future to celebrate the 3 in a row. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. If you missed out at Palmy, you'll be able to order it online.
That'll sell out
Hey,
pretty quick, Kins.
Oh, mate, it'll be gone just like that. And look, we did the build up obviously last week over the whole week, and we're asking all the drivers that we spoke to, that square side of things, and you talked about the merchandise, the many thousands of fans that walk around with your merchandise. The reality of this, the 6 years in your team, you're like celebrities to the Speedway world up and down the country, because you put yourselves on the line, you put your machines on the line, but you do it for the spectators, you do it for the fans that travel afar to support you. You really are in a celebrity status in Palmerston North. It's pretty crazy, but it's surreal.
Yeah, mate, we managed to go anywhere in the country, and it's quite cool to see somebody walking around somewhere else in a different town, and they are wearing Eagles merchandise. Don't get me wrong, you see other people's stuff all around the country, but we look for the Eagles stuff.
That autograph session, you just see the queue stand up there, the families, their children, and they walk away with the autographs. And I know they come up to you guys at the cars and they've got other merch to get autographed. Just means so much. It's such a special thing for our spectators and the fans. They just seem to love it all the time. What'd you guys do on Saturday after it all wrapped up? What time did you just get home on Sunday morning?
I went to bed probably straight after racing, to be honest. Just had a quiet night.
All right. He's talking shit.
I tell you what, kids, is what. So I knew this was coming. I knew it would be. I've been watching the chat to see when it would come up. AJ Axton's. He said, the real talk. How did the boat race go, boys? Well done, brothers, legends. Because you guys in the Rotary always have a boat race each year, don't you?
Yeah, and we lose it every year too. So this year, Harley decided not to turn up because he cost us on the start every single year. So he was going to sit reserve anyway, but he didn't turn up. So we imported Ethan Rees into the mix there because he was there. And yeah, we still managed to lose. The Rotorua guys are obviously pissheads. So
we're close.
We'll
we're
get
close.
the big trophy.
Yeah, we're closer this year. We're closer this year than we were in the previous years. So, but yeah, no.
We weren't a lap down this time.
AJ's. We're lucky to see. Who was it that missed out? McRobbie missed a call to the gate, so he was parked up in the pits. Otherwise, we would have probably lost by a whole drink. So.
Why does that not surprise us? Books for that.
Him and AJ, they're pretty formidable when it comes to that.
Yeah, it's become a yearly thing. We've got so much respect for the Rotorua team now, who are like our best mates. So, unfortunately, we didn't get to see them in the finals again, but I reckon we'll see them again next year. We'll see them on the track.
Geez, Alan McRobbie's car. I don't think there's anything left of it.
They can win their boat race.
I don't think there's much left to Alan's car on one side, to be fair. So
he's had a bit of a week. By the sounds, a few motors here and there, and another one at teams. So it looked pretty trashed.
I was talking to him down in the pits on Friday night, and I said, "You're right, mate." He said, "Nah, mate, I'm a shit blocker. I just wrecked my car. I was shit." So he sees it how it is. He's not afraid to say that, and he would admit it. The team, because some of the fans are asking here, will we see the Glen Eagles booked in for Teams Nationals in April up in Auckland, or that's a bit too far at the moment at this stage?
Don't know if it's even happening because I know Waikato Park's getting some upgrades this year. So Bruce will probably be able to give you an update on that as to when, because obviously they're trying to get the upgrades done before next season, so they need a few more months or whatever. That's all I know about it. So I don't actually know. I don't think we've been invited, or I'm not too sure if it's actually going to happen. So watch your space, I guess.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, everybody's asking that, but there's a lot of people. Congratulations and a lot of praise here, so it's good. Everyone's being positive and enjoying the show, and they're not all just got Glen Eagles logos on them. There's all different types there, so that's good. It's far and abroad. All one guy here just booked my tattooed to put 2025 on the back of my next to a 2019, 23, and 24. Phil Andrews. Do we know who that is?
Yeah. He's had plenty of tattoos over the last few years. there was also another guy we all signed his leg. Was it at the end of the meeting or was it the start of the meeting? He said if we won, he was going to get all our signatures tattooed. So there's
Oh,
another
wow.
guy.
Let's see if he's followed through, eh?
Yeah, we'll see. So if you're out there watching, you better put up a picture to us at Kokpit here so we can show everybody and show the boys that you've done it. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard, you know. I bumped into an Auckland fan. I think it was Huntley showed me if the boys won in Auckland, the team's nets. He went and got the big
He
tattoo.
did too.
on
He
his
did the
arm.
tattoo of the Auckland team. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Pugh. So that's good to hear.
So
and-
what's the weirdest place you've had to sign as a signature team for each one of you? No girls have gone sign.
You don't want to know.
I did a good one. It's a PG one, so it was a young lad that I know, and he wanted. Well, I did him at 8:08, but I used his nipple as the 0, so it was 8.
Oh.
But that's about as much as I'm willing to say. But that's probably the extent of it. But, yeah, there's some pretty wild fans out there. They love it. It's good they get into it, and it's cool to go and put a show on for them. And hope they all enjoyed the weekend, and be back there next year. Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, we all
what about
signed a
you?
banana last year, didn't we?
A banana. Was
Yeah,
it?
we did. Yeah, we did.
The guy in the banana suit.
Oh,
There's a hot dog. There's a hot dog
I
as well.
think it
that
was
him.
one of the dudes from Wellington. I forget his name.
Har-
Yeah, that's it. Hawking.
Harrison Hawking.
Yeah.
Oh, Harrison. Yeah. Cam Taylor getting the leg tattoo. That's the guy's name, Cam Taylor. Daniel Sharps put it up in the chat. So there you go. That's
Follow through.
Follow through.
Yeah, follow through, Cam. There you go. Evan Thomason. Yeah, mate. Always good to catch up with you at teams. Who's got where's the trophy? Where's the trophy? You know, got the trophy, or is that with Ed Honchos? Where's that at?
Milk Daddy took it.
Yeah.
He'll be at his bar right now.
Although we were drinking out of it on Sunday.
Of course she's there. Hey, did Harley get rid of his sponge? Where's the sponge? What's happening to Harley's sponge?
no one knows.
What sponge?
No one knows. That's right.
We
No
don't
one
talk
knows
about the sponge. No, we don't talk about the sponge.
it. Anyone do a shoey? Jamie Finlay wants to know anyone do a shoey or anything like that?
Just him.
Just him. He would have done one for each driver, I guess.
He finds an excuse to do anything, that boy.
So, Dad, we spoke to you earlier in the season about your car, building your car, and you wanted to wait. You said you weren't going to drive anyone's car. You wanted to get yours done before you hit the season. What was it? Did you even contemplate anything like pulling out of teams or anything like that at any stage, thinking I'm not going to make it? Or how close was the push to get it there? Was there any point where you thought, shit, I'm not going to make teams? Because obviously that was going to be your goal, I would say. But because you bought out at Wanganui, but were you worried getting there? Was there?
I was doing my very best to get it there for the 240s because I absolutely love that meeting and I love Rotorua. Everything about Rotorua and the way they run things is just bloody phenomenal. But we just burnt the midnight oil way too much and just cutting it fine. And I didn't want to bring the car out half-assed as such. Like there was so many jobs we still would have been uncompleted, and so no, we made the call late Thursday night. I think we're like, no, we're not going to make this. We'll push to get a meeting in somewhere, weather permitting. We were looking at Christchurch, Napier, all sorts, just to see whoever had the best weather will go there. And Wanganui ended up being where we ended up going, just because we were still working on the car 6 o'clock that night. We left Chad Aces. And obviously it's only a 45-minute drive from Chad's to Wanganui, so we managed to get in 2 heats. Yeah, but it was a little bit push and shove there for a little bit, getting there towards teams. Malcolm always offered me his Higgins if it came to that, so I was always going to be a part of the team regardless. He also said it like the week before teams, like I think you're best doing it in the Higgins, but I really wanted to prove a point with my own car, and that's why we did it.
It screamed when it first came around the track, when he first brought out. It's the same when I first heard Quinn Ryan's car. The sound, it sounds like a bloody F1, Just an incredible sound. Shit, it revs. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's got a flat plane crank in it, so that's what creates the sound. Really, it's quite special. Chad's done a lot of work on that. That's actually his motor from last season. He's gifted me, and he's actually downgraded to the Toyota just to get me in that engine. But he's he's building himself a new one for next season. So there'll be another one out there. But testament to him, he builds a bloody good engine. I had it on the limiter a lot over the weekend, and it was good as gold.
Good as gold.
Hey, what's
Shout out
happening with you?
to,
Oh,
shout out to
sorry.
Chad too as well. Obviously, he let us use his workshop and open his doors for us to fix all our broken cars after our excursion. The one behind me and the one up next to me as well on the first night. So big ups to Chad that we gave us everything we needed to get our cars back to 100% for day 2. So it was awesome to use the workshop.
You can't do it without people like that, Akins. Like those places open their workshops up for out of towners and all that sort of stuff. It's just, I love it.
It just shows what it is and what it means down there in Palmerston North. All of the places that open up. Look, we were fortunate enough to go out and check out the Rees and every other buggers raced around and checked it out as well. But like everyone that opened up their doors for the team to work their cars to get them ready for Saturday. Sauce, what's happening with you, mate, for the rest of the race season? What are you up to?
Probably doing better with stocks at this stage. I got the phone call this morning. We'll see how we get on, but I'm having pretty much a quiet season. That was my 5th meeting this season. Obviously doing 240s and I did 3 meetings in one of Marty Jones's cars that Charlie Swarter drove on the weekend. So Marty just asked me to have a spin in that and kind of get that set up for Charlie, and that's what we did. And then it's pretty much up to this fella next to me to return a few spare side rails and finish off the new car that he's building for me, which is pretty much the same as Jayden. So
yeah, I took all the bumpers and side rails off Sauce's cars for spares.
Hey, what about you, Jayden? Now that obviously team's champions, what's the rest of the season looking like for you, Jayden?
I'm going to try and get as much racing in as I can, just to keep all my sponsors happy that have supported me with this new build. I do go in for a shoulder operation in late April, so I'll cut it short about there. But I'll probably put a driver in it to continue the season, just to keep my sponsor logos out there, keep them all happy. Potentially have a guy from Rotorua who's watching the show right now and was commenting before hopping in it. So hopefully we can convince him into a chassis. So he'll be in it at some stage. Yeah.
I figured out who that is, kid. You must have clicked to that pretty quick, didn't you?
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah.
So what about the North Islands at Gizzy? No.
I'm contemplating at the moment, just looking around at the calendar. But I've actually never been to Gizzy. But Ethan was talking to me on the weekend and trying to get me to go there. So I'm definitely looking into that. So we'll see what happens.
I went there for the this year, and they had a huge amount of supers. Unbelievably quick, that track, hey. You guys, it's just, and it's like it's a sort of a bit of a leveler. Everybody's just frickin' hauling, hey. It's incredible.
What are they doing, like 16 or 15 second lap times?
Yeah, they are hauling, man. Like even horses tank. That sounds terrible, but because I'm a huge horse fan, but that tanker is like the Reeses weren't getting away from him.
Yeah.
At Gizzy. So it comes down to, I believe, I'm not a racer, but I think it must come down to the driver that makes the difference at Gizzy, not just the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It does always with the driver, but sometimes some cars have more advantage on different tracks, if you know what I mean,
Yeah.
Without sounding like that, but yeah.
Well, I don't think that track, the Gizzy track, doesn't go slick, does it? So maybe that's
the why. Banking too, I think, Jayden. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Ethan would probably better tell you more than what I would, but it blew my mind in the noise and just love it. Great track,
Scotty,
great people.
Just the drive home the next day. There'll be a killer.
Well, it's because it's always a big night in the club rooms.
I know what those Gisborne club rooms are like.
Yeah, that's the bit. That's not the road. It's the night in the club rooms afterwards.
Yeah,
there's such good hosts down there. What about you, Scotty? What's happening for you for the rest of the season?
So Battle of Stocks is probably our next big one. There's obviously a few meetings in South Islands coming up and North Islands as well. So we're just trying to work out what we're doing. Obviously, we're going down there. We're also going to do a trip to Hawke's Bay as well before the end of the season. So we'll go and give that track a go. I've always wanted to go back with to Miani and run the car and stuff like that. I always really like the place and the people there are real cool. So yeah, every time I've gone there, usually the track's been super slick or super wet. So hopefully we get somewhere in the middle, and we have a good run there. And there's obviously a few other meetings around the place that we want to do. But yeah, those are probably the two big ones left for us.
What's
That's
that?
it.
Oh, what is it?
What was that?
Milk Daddy.
Malcolm's trying to ring me. I'm on an interview, mate.
Hey, so all right. So you guys look talking Battle of the Stock. So let's hope it's the retro liveries. I remember we spoke with that with Scotty a little while back. That would be cool.
Yeah. So I've got a few things planned. So yeah, challenge to everyone that's going. I know there's a few guys saying no, they're not going to do a retro livery. So I think they really should, or at least do something retro looking. So yeah, I've got to get that sorted. My sign writer doesn't know that yet, so if he's watching or anyone, King Sign, set him up, best of the business. But yeah, he's going to have to book the car in sometime soon and get it all trimmed up as well. But yeah, now we'll be doing something retro. I had a few special things ordered the other day, so for it. So yeah, it's going to be cool.
Oh, now I'm hanging out to see that, Kins, because those other ones, I would love to see all that retro gear, mate. It'd probably piss me off actually, because I won't be a battle of stock, so I won't be able to see it all in person.
Few of the boys, they got a few cool liveries, like some real cool, like iconic South Island cars and stuff like that. So yeah, I can't wait to see them. Can't wait.
Yeah, cool.
Cool, guys. I think that's a wrap on it all, But I know you guys got to thank everyone that's been associated around the success over the Glen Eagles. Your families, your crew, your partners, your sponsors. It's just a big, massive job that's done behind the scenes to create the three-peat, and it all went your way. So again, congratulations. Thanks to everyone that's helped support you, do all the work behind the scenes, whether they're selling the merch, doing whatever they need to do. It's a big team effort. You guys proved once again for the third time. You saw all the photos of the fans and everyone enjoying it, lapping up the success. On behalf of all of your fans and everyone that's watched our show tonight, again, well done, and congratulations, not just to you three, but also the other three drivers and everyone associated. Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, appreciate everyone's help that got us here. It's a big family, it's a big team effort. So yeah, appreciate everyone that put in work behind the scenes. Yeah, glad we could come away with a result for them.
Hey, look, thank you guys for making the time to join us on a Tuesday. I know it's just a few days after the big event, but I do appreciate you coming to have a chat in with the fans and share your thoughts on what was a huge weekend. If you didn't enjoy the weekend, I'll go buy a bag of marbles and play marbles or do something else. But that was a big weekend of entertainment. Everyone got money for value. Awesome, boys. Congrats again, and we'll talk again soon,
Cool.
Sweet as.
Thanks for coming, guys. I only had to ban one person, so that's good.
Yeah, I saw that.
I just banned someone. They just put up a smart comment. I warned them, so they're gone. It's we'll even give you his name, everybody. So because I'm even more of an ass when I do shit like that. So Logan Wiggery, can't see it now, but I hope everyone knows he's put a comment up, made himself look like a dumbass. So there you go.
Yeah, sounds like a dick.
Hey. So they were warned. They were warned, kids.
Oh, you're hard out. Cheers, boys. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good week, eh?
Thanks.
See ya.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
See ya.
Awesome. Bloody awesome, actually. Why not celebrate the success, when you think Jayden, Daryl, and the Scotty, and of course Harley, James, and Huggies, what they've done. You got Malcolm, Ricky, and behind the scenes. You got everyone else behind the drive of the Glen Eagles, and hey, deservedly won. But also a big shout out going out to the Stratford Scrappers. Take nothing away from their team, getting on the podium third, doing it tough. They missed out qualifying by 20 points, 250 in total, to the Baypark team who had 270. So to everyone from Stratford, go along and shake the team's hands and celebrate with them, because to get on the podium is massive. Then, of course, is Marco, and Steve said earlier on, as part of the build-up to the New Zealand Super Saloon Champs, they thanked and congratulated the Baypark Busters. That was a big achievement to get home as runners-up against a very talented Glen Eagles. But anyway, we count down the sleeps.
Yeah. Join us tomorrow night.
Days. Yeah,
join us tomorrow night for our modifieds build-up, and Thursday night for our kids, MIP's kids build-up.
You can look forward to the 2026 Teams Champs, which will be Saturday 7, Sunday 8. You all know the date. You all heard about it. As Booker said, tomorrow we catch up with the legend Jamie Fox. wrapping up 40 years at the New Zealand Modified Champs, a one-nighter up there in Auckland. We're going to catch up with the defending 2NZ Carl Hinton and the current Kenny Dewitt, a back-to-back-to-back. The Glen Eagles have done it. Ken Bradley do it in Auckland on Saturday night.
Right.
Kenny
and go get yourself a 1NZ Brad Lane shirt. They're awesome.
Yeah. The Rees Tours update. Don't forget to jump on to the Rees Facebook page, Race Cars Facebook page.
Maru's just put Rees. I did that, Maru. Were you not watching? So I'll quickly do that for those that are still tuned in. If you're going to go on the Rees tour, even as a spectator or public, you need to register. If you're wanting to stay at the campgrounds, you need to register on the Rees page as well. Just go there and PM the page, and it'll be $50 as a commitment. And then with that 50, you either get a shirt or your money back after a tour. But we need numbers for tracks, for drivers and spectators that are going to camp and race and do all that. And more information about the itinerary and where the travelling show is going to go for us all will come up soon. I'll give more information tomorrow night as I get it, but we are full swing in. Pete's asked me to help with the Rees Tour organisation, so we will have more information, more posters and more stuff coming your way soon. Bevan Gilgore for stars. It's just in the comments, mate. I think you just click buy stars. Thank you, Dean Marsden, for your stars you just sent us. We appreciate that. But thanks everyone that tuned in. We hope you enjoyed it. And we'll be back again tomorrow and Thursday. And next week, Akins, we've got a full 4 days of stock car teams build up for next week as well. So it just doesn't stop.
Definitely. And we'll catch up with a few of the drivers around the big build up, like Booker said. Thanks to Makita. We look forward to being over there, TWS, Paradise Valley, and Rotorua. Otherwise, thanks once again, fans. And yes, Wayne, I did get the slushies in the end on the Saturday. Elmo, yeah, thanks, mate. Good to catch up with you and Elvis. And I haven't forgotten, I will do a bit of a shout out to yourself and Elvis.
He's got the painting, Elmo, not me. He took it home. I didn't even get to look at it. He takes everything. All the stuff we get, he gets. It goes in his house. I get nothing. I'm just a poor, lonely camper man.
It's bloody huge. I just bolted up on the blooming wall.
I didn't even get to see what it looked like. They didn't even send me a picture, Elmo.
I forgot to ask bloody Jayden how much his wing went for. He was auctioning off his wing.
Yeah.
We'll find out a bit later. Anyway, take care, fans. Thanks for watching. As always, we really appreciate it. We'll catch you back tomorrow at 7:30. It's all the build up to the New Zealand Modified. Hans might even have a quick chat with us as well and give you the rundown of how the format is going to go, give you the official information for you, the fans, who are going on Saturday. Otherwise, take care. We'll catch you later. Bye-bye.
Thanks, team. Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot now.